So, a lot of you...
Hi everybody, my name is Yesenia Vidales and this is Nathan Valentine and this is our YouTube channel. This is our first video, so we really don't know what we're doing yet, but we're gonna, I guess, learn along the way in this YouTube journey that we decided to join. So from Nathan's viral TikTok video, why are you laughing?
Oh, no, go on.
From Nathan's viral TikTok video that he posted about 2 weeks ago now, right?
Yeah, right.
About 2 weeks ago. About how we met in person after being long distance for, I mean, we're still long distance, but after not seeing each other for, like 4 months from initially meeting. So the main question we get is, you know, what happens after that? How did you guys meet? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about a little bit more in detail of how we met and how we got to Cancun and a little bit of what happened after that.
Yeah. So as you can tell, Yesenia does most of the talking in the relationship.
Usually he talks more.
Where to start, really? As Yesenia's mentioned there's so many questions that we got into, babe, about how did we meet?
I think
what website did we meet?
Yeah, so I think we should talk about I think it'll answer a lot of the questions that people have if we just talk about like our experience from November 19, 2020 to when we finally saw each other in Cancun.
Yeah. So how we met. I always like to tell the story first because honestly, this is the first and the last time that Yesenia ever pursued me. So Yesenia popped up to me and I called Tuesday morning over in Manchester, and boom, got the post, you know.
Yeah. So it was on Hinge, and he doesn't clarify that I didn't necessarily pop up to him. I just opened the door and let him walk in and gave him that, you know, the open door for him to pursue me. So he popped up on my Hinge thing, and I had the option to either exit or choose the check mark. So I mean, I was like, I have to choose the check mark and just see, like, I didn't think anything of it, like anything would happen. But I do want to clarify that I was in Phoenix, Arizona at this time. I had just gotten back from competing at Miss USA and I didn't win, so I was just kind of like, whatever, nothing's gonna happen. And just, you know, when you're bored, you just, you know, download an app and whatever. So then I just chose the most random place on the planet. I was like, England sounds cool, whatever. I zoomed in, I clicked on the most random part, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna click on London because, like, London, you know, let me see what's like in other parts of the country. And I just clicked on it, and Nathan popped up. So
Popped up, didn't I?
Yeah.
I think, you know, one of them questions that you need to answer about yourself, I think, what was it? Do you have a type?
Oh gosh.
So now, as you know, in England, we're not necessarily blessed with Latinas, are we? So, so obviously it was a bit strange, obviously, seeing Yesenia pop up. I think, was it?
Did you know I was Latina at first?
I didn't know you were Latina.
What did you think I was?
I didn't know a place where Camelback Mountain was.
What did you think I was, though?
Latina.
Did you think I was
Yeah,
Latina?
but you don't get them over here.
Oh.
So as I said, Yesenia popped up to me, and then from there, was so quick to get her off Hinge. Didn't necessarily like the idea of being Hinge, so I went round and just, for my security, really, you know, I didn't want Yesenia thinking, oh, I don't want Yesenia being a catfish and then turning around to me and probably Phil from bloody London, 30-year-old, or one of me ex-students, or I don't know, anybody.
Just someone.
Yeah. So I was very promiscuous from the outset and throughout, let's say, because I just wanted to see her. So after I popped up on Hinge, I did her on Instagram, and believe me, I was as surprised as anyone to see that Miss Arizona have popped up to me. Like I said, on a cold Tuesday morning. But anyway, she did, and from there we got chatting on the phone.
Yeah,
believe
so
it
our
or
first
not.
call.
Yeah. Believe it or not, our his first initial conversation was about racial inequality,
World War II.
What else? Segregation, prohibition. But like,
we were talking about, we had let's just say we had a very emotionally intelligent
convo.
Yeah.
And then
I knew you liked me from there. Because what guy sits there and talks to you about World War II or?
Nah, because I was genuinely interested.
I know you are, but like, I don't know. Guys usually wouldn't. I don't think guys would ask that.
I mean, yeah, I think we both can agree, 5,000 miles away, 8 hours difference is quite the way. So again, got talking over the phone. Then I said to her, so I asked Yesenia to go on FaceTime, and believe me, I was as surprised as anyone to see Yesenia actually sat there. Now, I know that Yesenia is a very extrovert, confident person, so when she sat there to start with and she's like, hi, doing all that American thing.
I was like,
howdy, I'm Yesenia Vidal, and I'm from Arizona.
No, so obviously I don't have an accent like that, but I was sitting back on my makeup chair and I was just like, hi, how are you? And I knew you were nervous because then he goes and he looks at me and he goes,
What camera?
he goes, no, yeah, he was like, oh, and then he was like, it's nice to put a face to the voice. I'm like, you've seen my photos, you've seen my videos, like, you know what I look like. So.
Well, I told you I was buzzing. He was actually a real person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and from there, do you know what it is? I think when you are in a relationship or you're seeing someone or whenever you start in a relationship, I think you need to first and foremost start by building that trust. So to be fair, whenever I'd say, all right, I'll ring you at 2:30 your time, 10:30 my time, I would make sure that I'm ringing you on that exact time.
Yeah.
At least then that built up that trust, and I suppose when you're pursuing someone, certainly when you come off injured, that's what you're trying to do.
So we FaceTimed every single day without fail, hours, at least 3 hours a day.
Yeah. I think it'd be on average. But most people are like, how do you even keep a conversation going that long? But
when you're so interested in someone and you guys have so much in common, the vibe is immaculate.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. Even now we talk about, anything. But yeah, so it was a Thursday in March, late March, mid to late March. The second.
It was coming up to these holidays because I had that with work.
Yes, so it was, I think, your spring. Spring break.
Yeah.
So I get a call from Nathan and he says, what are you doing?
Saturday.
What are you doing this Saturday? And I'm like, I don't really have much going on. Like, why? And I was wondering why he was asking me, because obviously he can't take me out on a date because obviously he's 5,000 miles away. So I was really just curious on why he was asking me that. And what did you say?
No, I just said, do you fancy meeting me in Cancun? Do you fancy meeting us in Cancun on Saturday? And obviously you must have thought I was taking the piss, weren't you?
Yeah. So the reason he said Cancun is because obviously British citizens were not allowed to enter directly to America. And obviously, like, for me, as just like what in our values, for me as the woman in the relationship, to fly out to see him first we just didn't really want to do it that way. We wanted to be a little bit more traditional as you can be in a long distance relationship.
Yeah, it was, oh my God, it was so stressful. COVID certification, flight certificates, all that sort of stuff that you needed for flights. I just went to the NHS and got one, And so I didn't have a fit to fly certificate. So when I flew out, when I attempted to fly out, remember I turned around to him and I was like, oh yeah, I'll see you in 10 hours, clean my apartment. I was like, I won't be seeing you.
Yeah, so
and then
they didn't accept his COVID test, the first one he took, because it was a free one.
Oh my God.
And they wanted you have to pay for one.
Yeah.
So they turned him back from the first flight that was on Saturday, and
it was devastated.
Oh my gosh,
was devastated.
Yeah. And he was actively like, this is how dedicated he was. He was actively looking for flights in like a few hours. He was like, I can go get my test and I can still make it. And
250 quid a pop.
Yeah, he actually was so dedicated, and I was like, Nathan, like, we're not gonna fly out today.
You really put your foot down.
I put my foot down, because I knew something would go wrong again. And I was like, Nathan, we're not gonna fly out today.
Yeah.
If you want, I can meet you in 2 days so you can get, everything ready, and you didn't even have clothes for warmer weather. So like, and you can get some clothes.
Black skinnies.
Yeah, and you can wake up, have a coffee, take your time, get to the airport and travel comfortably. And that's what we did.
Yeah. Well, I went on dinner, we was fuming, we were just gutted all day.
Yeah.
And at that point, you was in bed.
It was like
it was like 3 in the morning,
like
4 in the morning, and you literally stood by us through the entire bloody scarefest that one. So as you said, you're in bed. I was like, nah, I need to book something. Like, I need to get out there, because I was not willing, after we built up to it, just that just then, and then not being able to go.
And I'm so grateful of how consistent and determined he was, because I even said to him, like, I was just scared for him more than anything, and he said, no, like, let's do it. And I'm like, no, Nathan, like, if you want, we can just wait till the summer and it'll be more calm. He was like, nope. He was like, no, he did not take no for an answer. And it's not that I didn't want to again. Of course I wanted to. I was so excited to, but I just was concerned for him.
Because can you imagine that? Like, we wouldn't have even been able to see each other, but that's what's so important, that we are where we are now, isn't it? So anyway, by the by, I didn't get on the flight. They wouldn't let me on. So I booked flights on the Monday to go out 2 days later.
And I flew out on Tuesday.
And you flew out the Tuesday, but by the time I landed, I was in Cancun just by myself on it. They dropped us down at this beach, and they got like a chauffeur who was like a girl there. And obviously, I just come out. I was so feared, wasn't I? Like, you just got into the airport and was like,
I literally just texted him. I'm like, hey, I just landed.
Yeah, that was crazy. So as you obviously just landing, I was so feared. I'm at this airport, and she was walking me down the beach, and I'm like, nah, we need to go back.
Yeah. So the taxi driver, I don't know why,
it was
for some reason,
he said he had another job.
So he took you to the beach, he just dropped you there, and then he left?
Yeah.
Even though you told him you needed to go to the airport?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So obviously, to be fair to him though, he did come back, pick me up. I just thought it was all fairy and weird. So, but to be fair to him, the same taxi driver, so many people asked on the TikTok, was the actual person that videoed the meet between me and Yesenia.
Yeah.
Now, it was called Emmanuel. And I don't think he was actually that bothered. I did tell him that it was a significant moment, and I was like, nah, please, will you get this for me? And anyway, he sat there with his phone, and he stood there like this, and I'm looking around like, Emmanuel, that's what you texted telling me.
Yeah, and I was like, I just came through.
I was like, Emmanuel, you need to come do video of this. And
so at this point, he's at the airport now. So, yeah, so he's not at the beach anymore. At this point, he's at the airport now.
Oh, yeah, did I miss that?
Yeah, you did.
You kind of did. Yeah.
So he's like frantically texting me like, do you have your bag yet? Is your bag almost here?
Yeah,
do you have it yet? And then I'm like,
at this point I was,
and I'm like on my phone like,
I was pacing up and down. But the thing is, there must have been about 3 or 4 flights coming in, because I've seen it on the arrivals bit. And when we met each other, I mean, it was only at Terminal 3 arrivals, and I'd actually realised, fucking hell, like, what am I doing? So
were you scared?
I was feared.
Why?
I was so scared? Obviously I was so excited to see you. We spoke about that moment for like so many times, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so good.
Yeah.
And then you were just such a mixture of emotions, wasn't it? Like, just mad. So Emmanuel gets his phone, and I'm like, mate, you need to press it. So he presses it, and I can see he's taking a picture. And as I've just turned back round, like, oh my god, obviously I seen like you walking through, and everyone was there with like face masks on. And that's obviously, imagine if I couldn't see people, if I imagine that, walk straight past me.
No, but I knew, when I turned this way, I knew it was you. Like, immediately I was like, wait.
No,
and then I saw you, and I'm like, that has to be him. And I remember you sent me, he sent me a selfie earlier, and you were wearing that t-shirt. No, so I knew it was you.
So, when I've seen her, well, first things first, I was glad that you weren't taller than us.
Like, they thought I was going to be super tall.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, you're modelling photos. They were like, oh, you're big long legs and that.
I read longer than I actually am.
So I was pleased to see I was like the really looking tall lady, like walking through it, and I was like getting small, and I was like, oh shit. And then there was a little influx of people, and remember, like, there was a poor lad, to be fair, like this old man. I think he was an old man. One he's sort of like come through, and I've sort of like just jittered past him. Did you see the video you watched?
Yeah.
And then, oh my god, that just...
Yeah.
I felt that numb when I was feeling, just because of the exhilaration and like excitement. I felt that numb. But I just hung on, didn't I? And like, no wonder that bloody TikTok goes on for about a minute. It's because it's just me stood there just squeezing life out of his little legs just dangling.
I still remember how he squeezed me, and yeah, like I had adrenaline to it. I mean, I was trying so hard to not to be nervous, but obviously, like, how can you not be nervous for a moment like that? And I was like, I had the butterflies in my tummy, and I was just walking, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm actually about to see him. Like, it's just crazy. Like, the thoughts that you get are crazy, and
the thing is,
sometimes you don't even think anything. And I was walking, and I see you, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's about to happen. Is he gonna come towards me? Should I go all the way? Is he gonna come through the doors? Like,
big rhinoceros just died.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I was walking towards him, and then he just attacks me and doesn't let go for like 3, 4, 5 minutes.
I think we was actually stood there hugging that long that the people around us started clapping.
Oh yeah, they started clapping. We'll insert the video in a little bit so you guys can see it if you haven't yet.
The thing is, I just remember like dead vivid, just really like clear images.
Like moments.
Yeah, and they're like dead vivid, like really, really clear. And I remember just sort of just obviously like looking down at you and like just your eyes, like your pupils. I've never ever had anybody look at me like that. And it was just what? No, it was just class.
Yeah.
So yeah, big bright, like big what is it? Big brown eyes. And yeah, you just clung on to me like so tight, didn't you? But it was in the taxi as well, and I just looked at him like you just eyes like you just staring at me like you took your mask off and I was look how pretty your teeth are. I was like, oh my god, like your teeth are unbelievable.
I didn't know you were looking at my teeth.
Yeah, I was just immersed in every single last bit here, man. Then obviously we got back to the apartment, didn't we? And obviously seen your roses.
You had roses there for me.
And on the little card, I just turned around and I just put, oh, we did it.
We did it.
Yeah, I know we did it. And then that was like a surreal moment in itself because again, you just
like we talked about it and we did it and we said we were gonna do it and we did and the commitment that Nathan showed me just from the very beginning, but it's like especially in that moment and you know, him traveling and investing all of that money to make us work and for us to finally see each other was just absolutely incredible.
So like after that big adrenaline rush that we had, we were just cuddling and that.
Oh, it was the most amazing. Like literally we were just attached to each other.
Yeah.
Even
but
no,
that's what I mean. But we were just so attached to each other from the start. But and then after, it was when that adrenaline. To be honest, I don't think the adrenaline rush ever subsided in the holiday. But it was after that initial moment of meeting that we were just, when it calmed down a little bit, that it was just like, oh my god, like I've actually got 5 days with someone that it's the first ever time I've seen her. And then I was just a bit like, oh my god, like this is it now, isn't it? And to be fair, we got pizza, had a lovely little chill night, didn't we? And yeah, just the next day, didn't it? Picked up. But I tell you what it is, it was from that meet point when we first met you that I thought that was like the best. Like I didn't think I could feel any better than that. And then like now, and then going through that holiday, just the experiences in that we went through on that, I was just like, I remember at distinct points I just felt like even better than the time I did my first one. It was so good, man.
Yeah, and we had the best 5 days, and it was crazy because every single day that would go by, it's okay, like I still have 4 more days, like they're gonna go by fast, but we're gonna have the best time ever. And then another day would go by. I'm like, there's only 3 days left.
No,
and then
that's
another
what I mean.
one.
That was like,
and we still go through that now.
That's like the hard part. Like, even like now, obviously you're out for like 2 weeks and whatnot, and I'm. It's like a tiny little voice in the back of your head that constantly, when you're with her, you just block out, and then as it becomes more prominent with it closer and closer that it gets to the time that you're leaving, that voice in your head just grows like, and then to the point on that last day when, oh my god, man, last day, like we were just.
Oh my gosh! The night before, actually, we came back from our tour date. So it was our first like.
Oh, that was so good. That's a story in itself.
Our first date night. That was a whole movie.
Great to get yourself to Tora, man.
Tora and Cancun.
Unbelievable.
Shout out, seriously, like not sponsored at all, but they deserve every shout out.
Yeah.
fast forward to the end of the night before that, we both have to fly back home. We get back from dinner, and we just sit there and we just sob. Like, we sob to each other.
Yeah,
just,
if you imagine what our last night would probably be, this almost wasn't like it.
No.
You know, I can't even describe it. Like, the way that we were just sobbing with each other was just like, it was like an ache. It was an ache beyond anything that I'd ever experienced in my life. And like, it was almost like this gut feeling that I had. And it was just like the biggest sinking feeling that I could think. Like, it's just like, it was like an anchor in my belly. And yeah, we literally just sat, cried, hugged, and then just reminisced on all of the moments that we had. Like, you know, when the first time we seen each other, the Tulum trip, that, oh my god, our little spot on the beach.
Even like going to the shopping center.
Shopping center, it was all like, it's just vivid little memories that you've got, and we just went through pretty much all of them, didn't we, babe? And I think it was like 1 o'clock by the time we got back in. I didn't think that we went to bed till at least 6 or 7. It literally was.
We got to bed really, really late.
And then obviously the flight was all day. The flight was in the evening. Yeah. So that was, oh my god, like that was another thing. Like, if something like this, right, you just want the time just the early morning flights. Do you know what I mean? Because there you see you're done, you're out.
Yeah, but like, no, his flight was later in the day.
My flight was delayed.
But it was, I think it was kind of nice because we had that morning to just kind of, we even had lunch. Do you remember?
Yeah, but I just remember feeling good that we were going. I actually do. I remember it. But once you left, like, I then had like a 5-hour wait for like my flight, and like honestly, I was gutted. Like, oh my god, I had to put my sunglasses on, put my face mask on.
Me too.
And because I was just beefing and like.
Yeah, I have a picture of me crying on the plane.
Yeah, and.
Yeah, so it's definitely an experience, and something I would never change it. It's, you know.
It can be the hardest thing, but when you wouldn't never trade it though, would you?
No, never.
You won't trade it.
That was mine and Nathan's story of how we got to see each other in person and the process of it, and the story behind the viral video that Nathan posted. Again, I'm gonna post our TikTok handles and all of our other social media handles on the description thing. And
but no, thanks to them for just actively engaging. When I posted that TikTok, it was never for anything other than mine and your thing, to be fair.
But
no, thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. It's lovely to see all the comments.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep posting more videos. I don't know, vlogs, questions, whatever. We're gonna just go on with this YouTube thing and see how it goes, and hopefully you guys enjoy our content. Again, thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you next time. Viral TikTok that Nathan posted. Thank you guys for watching. We enjoyed sharing this with you, and we will be posting more videos, answering questions, maybe daily vlogs. Why are you laughing?
Thank you for watching.